Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have something interesting today from Massively Overpowered. Usually I'm on a PC gamer, but today, Massively Overpowered, Wargaming has censored another content creator's World of Warships videos. The Wargaming says it was for noble reasons. So, this is an interesting developing story here where they have copyright claimed this YouTuber from apparently he's Russian language, Namen est Omen. And the reasoning behind this is apparently because he swore. That's at least what I'm saying, or they're claiming he made slurs and other extreme expletives. Now, slurs can be a lot of things. I know that people generally mean it today for like racial slurs, but it could. It's very, especially when you're dealing with another language entirely, like Russian. Are the slurs the same? Obviously not. So, um, this is just an interesting story because what does any of that have to do with their copyright? So, this time, however, Wargaming North American Regional Publishing Director Evan claims on Reddit that the takedown has nothing to do with Nomen Est Omen's criticism of the game because, yes, they've threatened to take down a video from a content creator previously because he criticized the game. But they're saying this has nothing to do with that, even though he is critical of the game, but rather the, quote, insults, slurs, and other extreme expletives routinely used by the content creator, an accusation corroborated by several Russian language players on Reddit. Evan's full statement has been included below, and we'll get into some of it and why it's stupid and why Wargaming, you should reverse these strikes, apologize to him, but I have a solution for you. So Evan says, we value any content dedicated to our game regardless of whether it contains any criticism or not. No, you don't. This is objectively proven by the fact that you're banning this guy. So you don't. We can disagree with the creator's position, but we will respect it and take it into account as long as it is presented in a relatively civilized way. Define that. What does that mean? What is civilized? We use language. Animals don't use language. Does that mean using language is civilized, period? Obviously, that's not what you mean here. So define what civilized means. And since civilized means not just the act of doing things that humans do, are you saying that there's certain humans that are more civilized than other humans? So aren't you now engaged in a form of hate speech? Wargaming? You don't want to hoe this road. You don't want to go down this path. Wargaming. This is not a wise decision on your part, especially considering that this is the company that does World of Tanks and World of Warships, and most of your audience are older and not neurotypical. Okay? Have you seen what's going on with War Thunder? That there's people doxing the actual schematics of government top secret classified tanks to prove that War Thunder is not accurate in its realism? Do you really want to go this road when your user base is that specific about things? Let's keep going though. A civilized way. We also understand that we all get emotional when talking about the game sometimes. So we always look for the essence of the content without taking the emotional delivery personally. That right there is the statement of somebody that is butt hurt and took it very personally. Just want to let you know that when you have to specify that when people are emotional, we look for the not take it like, no, you took that very personally to include that in the statement. Just want you to know. And Evan, you should take it personally. You personally, Evan, go fuck yourself. Copyright claim me. I don't play your game, right? You want to copyright claim people? Go ahead. Dozens of creators who openly criticize the game and who do so in a rather emotional way are proof to that. No, it's not proof to that. That you can take some criticism and not others. You're aware that people are critical of you, so you're fine with that. But then other people are critical in a way that you don't like, so you fucking abuse the YouTube copyright claim system to take them down. And this is it. However, there is a line between being passionate and being outright offensive. No, there's not. There's not a line. There's no line. You're drawing a line, but there is no line. As well as between criticizing the game and insults, slurs, and other extreme expletives. No, there's not. You see, I could say your game sucks, right? So this is a thing that people do. They'll say, oh, you know, I can't. Your argument's no good because you've insulted me. No, if I say no, your argument is bad, then your argument is bad. And if I say no, your argument is bad, and you're also an idiot, that's two separate statements, and they can both be true or false. We have no issue with people disliking the game or its aspects, but we are not fine with crossing these lines. Okay, and so you have ways to deal with that. Unfortunately, as described by some Reddit user, this has been the case with the content creator in question. And it's funny, this user's from 2021. So let's take a look at this user. All they've ever posted has been about this topic. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting that they've had their account for a year and all they've ever talked about is people that they don't like? Wow. That's really interesting. It's almost like this person is, you know, engaged in targeted harassment of individuals that they disagree with and might be a proxy for wargaming. I submit to you that this user is a proxy for wargaming so that they can make these kind of statements when they get butthurt about criticism that they don't like, and then they can, you know, justify themselves in abusing the copyright system because they say, look, this guy's a racist or whatever they're claiming, homophobe, whatever. They're saying he used slurs. Right? And so they can point at him and say, ist, ban him, cancel. And that's where we're at. Now, here's how you could actually handle it. If you think that he's a person you don't want in your community, you as the game dev can do something different. Abusing the copyright DMCA system, probably not a good idea. But what you could do is you could ban him from your game. I'm sure it's a violation of your end user license agreement. I'm sure that you could find a way to ban him. Also, you could have reported him to YouTube for hate speech. Why are you reporting him for copyright? If you're okay with people using your copyright and showing your game on YouTube, then you should be okay with all of them. That's called fair use, right? You can't specify, I don't like this guy's content, so take it down. That's not proper use of the DMCA system. That's you targeting somebody. Now, if you report for hate speech, well, I'm sure Wargaming has a blue checkmark channel on YouTube and would have a bit more sway than your average YouTube user, you know, and could get YouTube to pay attention and ban this guy for hate speech. If he's actually using hate speech on their platform, which I highly doubt, but if he is, it's not like Russian YouTube doesn't have moderation, okay? So all of this is just a lazy excuse. All of this is you trying to use the system to get rid of criticism that you don't like wargaming, and then call somebody a racist so that people won't call you on it. However, continuing from the article, however, based on this letter, it appears here that Wargaming is admitting to attempting to use YouTube's messy DMC reporting system to censor the YouTuber, not for his anti-Warships content, but for his toxic content, which is still not the purpose of copyright interventions. Even MOP gets this, and they lean more towards that social justice-y side of things. Moreover, Wargaming's honorable intentions I disagree that they're honorable intentions, but okay. Have been challenged by players who recalled a recent forum post by Lesta Studios, Wargaming St. Petersburg general manager Malik Katazayev, regarding the CC Exodus. It concludes with the subtle threat, translated from Russian, "I wonder what they will do if the developers forbid them to use their content." Either way, the skepticism is warranted given the company's history. Yeah, they are abusing the system. They said so. They've made a threat previously to do that to somebody for criticizing them. Now they threatened to do it to this guy. They're using the idea of calling him an ist and cancel culture to avoid being criticized for abusing the YouTube DMCA system. And you shouldn't buy that shit. You shouldn't buy it for 1 second. I'm sure that Jim Sterling will buy it, right? Because he likes that kind of shit. And he'll be like, yes, this is great. Yes, Queen, slay. But like, this is not okay. Because then I say, I make a game and Jim Sterling makes fun of me. And I just say, oh, well, he's an ist. He's a phobe. Let's get rid of cancel. This is not the way to go. And you should not support wargaming in this. I honestly think if you play World of Warships, if you play World of Tanks, if you play World of Airplanes, I don't remember, Warplanes, whatever it's called, I would highly recommend switching to an alternative game at this point. I know that their audience are basically not watching my content, certainly, but they're not going to be watching anything outside of their own little bubble. The people that play World of Tanks are very specific. They're usually older. It's one of, if not the only game that they play. I understand the bubble that's there, but for anybody outside of that, man, check out War Thunder. It's a better game anyway. Don't support people that engage in this kind of selective censorship and then try to justify it by saying you're an ist, you're a phobe. And that's all I got to say today.